just like the good old days. Wish I would have taken more pictures a while back, a long time ago, when I was at my old place before I went to school. 80% of my apartment back then was filled with everything you can imagine. And then it ended up at my uncle's place. I had to make storage shelves. I had to put up storage shelves on the balcony that had nothing but this on it. Every single shelf. Yeah. Art for hundreds of years. Magnificent. Maybe I have to go through and organize, which I don't want to have to take time to do. Dang. Architectural. I don't know if that's going to be one piece or a bunch of pieces. Three-dimensional or flattened down. But these things here, I have big plans for these. I can't even get it open. It's been closed for so long. Oops. Don't want to lose one of those. Yep, these things right here. Have big plans for these. It's going to create some kind of crystal clear sculpture. All these combined as one. Either to hang it against the window, in front of a window, or as a table display. Let's hope I have enough, but I can't work on this at the moment. I need some super glue accelerant that you get at Hobby Town. Yeah. Beautiful items. Would be quite the object once I got done with it. Yeah, but the thing is, some of these are glass though. Which glass and super glue doesn't mix well. Maybe I'll save the glass ones for something else. Filled up. I don't know about you, but my head is spinning at the moment. It's almost like I'm trying to force myself to do too much at one point, at one time. I mean, making something like that might take 7 hours, but it'll be a masterpiece if I can do it right. But I gotta go through all the crates to find it. But I don't have enough super glue. Gotta go load up. But I also want to start painting again. Gotta make sure the paint's not dry. Maybe some drawings. That kind of thing. Maybe sanding off some of the wood. But I think I'm just going to have to start off slow. Most definitely. Got to figure out which way to go though. Really though. Thought about doing this one first. Just sanding it down a little bit. Cleaning it up. Getting off all the rust and spray painting it. A smooth, glossy white finish. And then trying to find a piece of wood, use the Dremel to create the base. And it just sits there alone. Stands alone. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. You're saying, but Da Vinci, we want to see this one done. We want to see that done. Why don't you work on this? Can't wait to see the finished product. No, these are just little pieces of stuff to help tell a story. I knew it was going to be like this, though. That's all I do is think before I do. Dang. It's almost like it's one of a kind, though. I can't recreate that. I don't have the supplies to. I don't have the pieces, the matching puzzle pieces. Could never be recreated again. One of a kind. Talking about one of a kind, I was thinking about this thing right here. All the signs that they give us and all the stuff that we collect out there, whatever it is, there's always a sign, a meaning deep down inside. But I found this thing in that creek, in that bag, that book bag, in that creek over the summer. It's almost like they were trying to tell me something that was going to happen in the future. It's almost like everything that they lead us to tells us about something that's going to happen later, either good or bad. It's almost like they're trying to get me to work to stop it from happening if it's bad. I don't know that, though. I just thought about this. Just like the Florida thing. When I found this, still got to make the video about it, though. When I found this and a couple other things. And then within a few days, the collapse of the condo tower down in Florida. Yeah. Around the same time, my ceiling collapsed in the bathroom because of a leak. All intertwined with one another. Everything that I found that day. And things followed. Got to keep a better eye out. Use my imagination more. In hopes that we'll see something before it happens. But that one girl, that 8-year-old girl that went missing, the one that had autism, and they found her body over there by Stone Mountain, a place we go to all the time. But it's weird. Out there by some subdivision or something. But this thing was lost a long time ago. Just lucky to be recovered again. But it's almost like they were trying to tell me something a little deeper. That's something that they knew was going to happen. What a horrible thing that happened. Same thing with the Florida collapse. The condo collapse. But this thing here, I just thought about this the other day. When I'm always looking for the perfectly intact bowls. And you hear it every single time in my videos when I talk about it, going out looking for the good stuff. I'm always looking for the fully intact Native American bowls, which we'll almost never find. Nearly non-existent out there, unless it's in a museum. And then we go to Goodwill and find this. I know it's not an intact Native American bowl, but it's a perfect bowl at that. Got some flower of life petals, very Asian design, colors of the lady. But they gave me exactly what we're looking for. A perfectly intact bowl. In a different form. It's almost like all our desires, artistic or not, combine into one single object. Cherish this for life. It's like the lady herself created into a bowl. But I thought about this the other day. Now don't crap your drawers when you hear about this. But I was looking at it, and I said, that's a great bowl. It's a perfect bowl. It's a Super Bowl. It's exactly what it is. It's a Super Bowl. Talk about a Super Bowl indeed. Don't tell me they're trying to say that the Falcons are going to win a Super Bowl really soon, within the next year or two. Remember what happened that time I saw that folder in that creek that had the tomahawk, the leaf stuck on the stick. And I said it looks like a tomahawk. Let me go ahead and say it. The Braves will win the 2000 or 2021 World Series. And then all the signs followed later on. Super Bowl. But imagine if they allowed us to find a falcon feather. Talk about icing on the cake. With the cherry on top. Whatever you call it. Birthday candles. What a Super Bowl indeed. Perfect. It's actually working on the rust. Might get it down to a smooth finish so I can spray paint this thing. Might be able to finish it today, but it needs a base. Gotta figure something out. Simple, artistic, and normal, but quite the object. Good enough for me. Took about 2 hours and about 5 sheets of sandpaper, heavy duty sandpaper. Look at the hands though. Looks like I've been playing in dirt again. Almost forgot what it was like to labor. Just a little bit to pull something off. For creation, that is. Looks like I'm about to create the first art piece in my collection for the first time in a long time. But it's not done yet. I gotta find the foundation. Gotta find some kind of bottom for it though. Who knows how long that's going to take. I just can't go to Home Depot and pick up a piece of wood. I gotta find something meaningful. Really though. Who knows what it's going to look like after it's painted white. Beautiful. That's what I would say. For real though. Almost forgot what that lovely smelled like. The spray paint. It's been a while for real though. She's not done. Still needs about 1 or 2 more coats. Gotta remember something about the rust. It always seeps through the white paint. So I'm gonna have to wait until I finish it off with a couple more coats and get the other sides and stuff like that. Boy, but does it ever stand out? Modern. I don't know what kind of base to use for it though. I wanted something modern. Almost like it's coming right out of the piece. Maybe like a rock, a large stone or something like that. Like it's growing out of the rock. Even thought about that. But who knows? It's going to take some time to find the perfect one. Perfect foundation. Maybe a block of wood that's abstracted. Don't know until I find it. But they'll definitely allow us to see it when we do see it and find it. Perfect. Definitely stands out. Very simple. About dang time I got back into this thing. 2 years in the making. Well, when it comes to this piece, that is. Cool. I know it's really nothing at all. That's it. I just try to make a nice modern art piece. That was it. You know what? I know I just got finished cleaning. After 6 long days of cleaning. But it's almost as if I can't do anything unless I have everything out. Am I going to have to pull out almost every single crate and dirty this place up again like I used to? Every single place I ever lived in. That's the way it always was. Everything was just out for me to see it. So I can work with everything. At one single given moment, I could have at least 6 or 7 projects going at one single time. Work on one thing as I let something else sit and keep moving. Now I'm starting to remember what I used to do. I'm going to have to break out the crates. Dang. Talk about getting dirty. Let's just clean this place. But first I got to make a trip to Home Depot for some motivation and get some more spray paint that is different colors. Oh, dang. 85 pounds of rocks. Go figure. The heck do we have in here? Old school stuff. Or broken artwork and stuff from the past. Mostly garbage. Why do I hang on to it then? Looks like I got some repairs to make in the good old closet. The brackets are breaking off because the weight is too heavy on the shelves. Go figure. Imagine that kind of collapse if that were to happen, but I think I found one. One of the crates. Last one. At the very bottom, of course, and I know exactly what this thing has in it. It's exactly what I've been looking for. My old drawings from school and stuff like that. And some artwork I've been saving. Some garbage, that is, that I collected from school. Gotta break this thing out. Gotta work on some things. I don't even know what's in that crate. I'm not about to take it out, but I just started piling things back in here after going through these crates. Trying to figure out what I can use for art, which is a lot of stuff, actually. I want to go through some of my old drawings again from school. Later on, that is, after I get a buzz. But you know what's really scary about this? Exactly 2 years ago is when I moved in here. And it looked exactly like this. Back again. This place is about to look all crazy within the next week or so. All the way in through March, April, maybe through the summer. But once I create stuff, once I make whatever I want to make, how the heck am I going to get it out of here? Because usually everything that I create is going to be really fragile. Definitely got to think about that. Last thing I want to be doing is having to invest in a whole bunch of crates to carry one single object in hopes that it's going to last through a moving process if I had to. You know, just clean this place too. But maybe that's the reason why I cleaned it. Because it was a different kind of anniversary. To go backwards. This isn't good. Not good at all. Well, kind of figured it was going to be like that after 2.5 hours of sanding. Sanding the rust off that spring. But yeah, look at this. Talk about not being clean. Yeah, the rust powder is all over the place. Man. Gotta vacuum the rug before it settles in. But for real though, you talk about tearing the club up. I couldn't sleep at all last night. All I kept getting in my mind was thoughts about what I went through yesterday. And all I wanted to do was just get out of bed and keep working. Because it was almost like being reborn again or something like that. I couldn't stop thinking. I was trying to think about what I could use when it came to finishing those two pieces, which is going to be a long time. I went to Home Depot today and got some things. Yeah, let me go ahead and grab some paper or something like that. Give you some of my ideas or something. After I go through this right here, but I wanted to try to get back into stone carving again. So that's one of the, here we go again. That feeling. Anyway, let me go ahead and keep going with this thing. Yeah, I just got this because I wanted to try to get into wood carving. Not wood carving, but stone carving and stuff like that. Because I had some ideas for the spring, the axle spring. And also the bone that I was painting. Yeah, the symmetrical masterpiece that I was painting. Trying to figure out what I can use as a pedestal to showcase it though. But I just got some other spray paint colors, that's it. Some enamel, clear gloss, in case I wanted to spray some wood or something like that. But this right here, might be the right object for the bone piece. It's perfectly flat on one side. Look at that. It's almost like a great display for it. Like I can just scrub it down a little bit and drill a hole right here. And put a metal piece in there. Like a, what do you call that? Not piano string, what do you call that? It's like the metal pieces you get at the hobby store. Yeah, one of those. Piano wire, that's what they call it. Real strong. And it'll showcase the piece on its pedestal. I thought about this piece, but the more I looked at it, the more it looks like a Native American napping stone or something. Or a piece of art. Look at that. It looks like a tool. I don't know if that's the case though. I don't want to make a bad mistake. But I want to try to find the best item I can for this bone object that I painted. Give it something to stand out on. So I tried to do some studies with the cobalt glass right here. It didn't quite look right. Dirty. After cleaning, yeah, it didn't look right if I had something in there. I mean, it looks decent, but I wanted something more natural. You know, the piano wire is going to go right in there, right where the spine goes. But it's got to be placed perfectly on this, so it stands out. Not too low, not too high, not sitting right on top of it though. A little bit further off. I don't know if it would be like that or if it would be like that. That looks cool right there though. Stands up probably about 2 or 3 inches off of the object. Got it by wire, piano wire. That would look sweet right there though. Yeah. Let me go ahead and think about this item right here. I think that's the way to go, but I got to drill a hole in there. That's why I got the Dremel set. The stone carving and the diamond tip set. Thinking too. Thinking. While the feeling comes back. It's like I just stand here zoned out. It's weird. It's like I stand here for minutes at a time. 5-10 minutes just looking out into space. It's weird. It's like I'm frozen. Huh. Oh yeah, this piece right here I had some ideas about. Check this out. Now this might be a quickie too, I don't know. It depends. I might have to go through every single box just to find the right pieces. No, I'm not talking about the bowl. I mean the ball, but this thing here. Found it in a creek. Inside rotted out just nicely. But I was going to take it and clean it. Still got mud and stuff on it though. I was going to try to take it, clean it up. I don't know if I was going to stain it, but I'm definitely not going to paint this thing. Leave it natural. Try to bring out the colors and the tones by using some kind of natural stain or something. But these edges right here, these portions where the cut lines are, where they cut it up. I had this idea what I want to do with this. Even down here, you talk about a big art piece. You talk about going take up a lot of space with this. Yeah, museum quality. So there's one single hole right here that draws my interest. So there's something that definitely has got to be extruded out of that. Something very modern, like one of my modern plastic pieces. But what did I want this to represent in a certain way was, you have something natural, all right? A natural object that already looks like a piece of art, like it was made to be like that. Almost as if someone did this on purpose and it just got lost or something. Maybe floodwaters took over their backyard and it just wiped it away. But look at the detail on the inside. Beautiful, yeah. But my big idea about this was you mix modern ingenuity, like engineering and stuff like that, modern art, with something that extrudes and is born out of something natural. To take a bunch of those artistic pieces of mine and just build something coming out of it. Here and here, you know, like a formation. And then something here, of course, coming out. And then one single piece coming through here. And that would be it. But the pieces would be painted a certain color. Maybe white, chrome, or black. One of those. But that's my big idea for this one. I don't know how I just came up with that idea though. So that would be the front. And just imagine all this craziness coming out of here. It's like art is born from art itself. The laws of nature. Yeah, but that's the back side. Nice idea for that one. It's going to be pretty tough to try to get that stuff glued in there. But I got to clean it off first. It might take about a day or two just to complete. But one of my friends asked me this before. When they saw a lot of my artwork from the past, first thing they said was, and it was perfect sense, made perfect sense, who's going to clean that? It's definitely not friendly, that's for sure. When it comes to maintaining it, cleaning it, definitely not friendly. Yeah, so that's when the Q-tips come in handy. Q-tips and water, hot water. That's when it comes in handy. But you talk about a lot of time. A lot of time indeed. But I think I know why I felt the way I did yesterday. They know there's something in here that's got to be created. And I've known it for a while now. Because every time I find something like this, they say I found it. They say it every single time. When I find a hand, when I find a foot, when I find a leg. When I find eyes. And it involves one of these pieces. But it's not to be made. It's to be placed together. Put together. Kind of like the potato head. What do we call it? Potato doll. It's almost like playing with that, though. It is. But it's not to be glued on. It's to showcase something else. Is that right? Is that what I found was truth? You keep saying that I found it when I pick up things like that. You wanted me to make the piece. You wanted me to put it together, didn't you? Place all these components on the oldest of the old. Because it spoke truth about something. Something that you say that I know. That I discovered once again. Why don't you tell me? It's the same concept of this one item right here, though. Anything that's natural. Also, when it comes to this, that one piece of coral that I found deep out in the woods one day. I thought it was a human bone, fossilized, from more than about 20,000 years ago. I thought it was a human bone, but it's a piece of ancient coral. But what does it look like to you? It looks like an arm, like they're making a muscle. Crazy. It's like an arm making the muscle. There's the fist right there. Looks like they had Tommy John surgery. Look at that thing. Ancient. Not decorative. Definitely not for a fish tank. How did it end up there, though? I don't know. Let me go ahead and just look around. Maybe I got some more rocks to try to figure out that I can use for as a base for that bone piece. But I like the one that I chose earlier. Let's hope it's the right decision. That was a nice piece, wouldn't you say? The one with the bone hip on it. Yeah, I just washed that thing off. Took about 25 minutes. Pretty dang dirty. Gotta wait for it to dry out before I start working with it. It might only take about 3 or 4 hours to do. I don't know though. At least tomorrow Sunday, I got plenty of time. But you know, always have to do other things in the meantime as everything just keeps working itself out. Yeah, but this thing right here. The weird thing about this is not only does it look like a dragon or a baby dinosaur or something like that. Side profile. I'm going to have to sand it down just a little bit, but I want to keep the natural rust tones on it, the earthy tones. Probably just smooth it down just a tad. What do you call that kind of art? Perspective art or something like that. But they hit it right on this one. Look at that. It's like a baby eagle or something. Could be anything. Even have the ear right there. Yeah, but the thing about this is it's already perfectly level. It's already got the base on it. That's the weird thing about it. Check this thing out. Hold on. Now this is what I remember my studio looking like all the time. Real junky. For real though, but look how level this thing is. That perfect base. Look at that. All it needs is some kind of support down here. If you can barely see it. Right there, but look how level this thing is. It's almost as if it doesn't need any kind of manipulation. There it is right there. Two points. Scary looking object for real though. Dang. Definitely one of a kind on this by the laws of nature. Cool. Be proud of this one once it's done. Yeah, but don't you worry, I'm not going to sand off too much. Can't take too much off of it anyway. It's really rough. Might take months to sand down perfectly to get the wood grain right. But I don't think the laws of nature out there, the ones that created this, I don't think they would like that. They just wanted to be neatened up a little bit. Turned into a museum quality piece. Cool. Very proud of them on this one. Let me go ahead and just chill. Try to think about what to do with this later. Look, it even stands like that. Dang. Abstract. Bunch more to work on. Talk about freedom. Freedom to do anything you want. I know you keep looking at that box right there. The crate. You want to go through some ideas. Well, check this out, Dan. I know I'm just thinking about working on this too. I know some of my old school drawings done in some rendering programs or whatever. Yeah, 3D programs. Told you I use that cube for everything. And the flower of life. Had to include them somewhere or another in everything I've always done. I know you want to see some of my hand drawings though. We'll go through that later, but there's this idea that I had. This real genius idea. Some of these things. There's me drawing the cube right there. Abstractly, that is. They were trying to beat me down and say, Da Vinci, you know what you're doing. Look, it's all rubbed off too. Dang it. Yeah. Used in everything. Moisture started getting to it. But these masterpieces right here. I had this genius idea that I saw something so beautiful in the spray paint booth in the building, in the architecture building. And they always set down these mats, these little painter's mats, whatever you call these things, just not cardboard, it's some kind of roll-out paper. Kind of like a consistency of between newspaper, thick newspaper, and something else. But they used to put these things down at the spray paint booth. And people just spray paint their models or whatever. And I thought it looked like a painting, like a masterpiece every single time. People almost probably never saw that, never noticed that. But this one I actually started working on a little bit. I started taking like a painter's pen and tracing out the lines of the geometries and stuff like that to create some kind of art piece. Guided by what I call accidental art. A different kind of accidental art. But I think this one might be finished right here. Might be ready to frame or something like that. Quite interesting in its design. Some of these things are quite large. I had to fold them up. But that's all it was just stuff people used to spray paint on. And paint whatever. I'll roll these out on another day. I got to pull these out of the box anyway to try to take a look at it. I think I've already cleaned them up though by using a shop vac. Yeah, but some of these, you talk about abstract, modern. And some of these I just thought about taking them and intertwining them with others, like cutting slits and stuff like that, and just combining them or something. Yeah, every angle. You don't know what you can create by just doing what you do. There might be somebody out there who's going to walk by and notice something. The beauty of it all. I think that's it. Yeah, I didn't get too much. Usually about once a month I'd go by and grab it. The better ones. These are some of my old school drawings and stuff. Yeah. We'll go through those in a little bit.